When I was a kid in the 90s, I had a ton of Looney Tunes figures. Sadly, a lot of things got thrown away, some things got donated, some things got given away to friends and family, but a couple of items did survive and I want to show them in this video, and I want to talk about the many companies that have held the rights to the Looney Tunes IP over the years and have made toys based on them. And I want to talk about how I plan to recollect a lot of things that I don't have anymore and stuff that I never owned before. Let's get into it. I was obsessed with Space Jam as a kid and I had a bunch of the toys. I remember for Christmas of 1996, I got the Marvin the Martian playset. It was the figure, which I still have, you're seeing it right now, and the ship. I sadly don't have the ship anymore, but I had it back then and I had a lot of fun playing with it. It was a basketball game, you know, you would put the little ball on the launcher, you would pull it back, it was like a little catapult, and it would fire the little ball and it would go inside. Well, it rarely went inside the net, but it was still fun to play, and it looked really cool. There's two more figures that survived. The orange monster and the leader of the Monstars that was voiced by Danny DeVito. I'm still trying to find those figures. I saw them a year or two ago. They're somewhere in the house. I will find them, but yeah, I still have Marvin and the two monsters. But yeah, back in the day, I had Tweety, which I think came in one of those two monsters. I had Bugs, the Bugs and Michael Jordan 2-pack. I had Charles Barkley. I'm pretty sure I had Daffy. The list goes on. Man, that was a great toy line. Playmates did a really good job, and eventually they did a regular line of Looney Tunes figures, but I never bought any of them, but they looked really good. I have a bunch of the figures from the second Space Jam movie. Those are way more recent, obviously, because that movie came out like 5 years ago, I think. They were made by a company called Moose Toys, and it was a decent line. They're not painted as well as the original one from Playmates, and the plastic feels a little bit more cheap, but they're not bad. I honestly think it's a decent line. My main problem with the line is that they didn't make enough of them. We never got Daffy, we never got Sylvester, we never got Wile E. Coyote, the list goes on. I have Bugs, I have Lola, I have Taz, and I have Marvin the Martian. I still have one of the McDonald's figures. It's not the one from my childhood, it's the one that got released for that anniversary. I think it was the Happy Meal's 20th or 30th or 40th anniversary a couple of years ago. But it's the same one. I have Bugs Bunny and it's the same mold, it's the same sculpt. So 1-to-1 pretty much. There might be some paint application differences, but it's the same thing. I can't recall how many I owned. I'm pretty sure I had more than just Bugs, but I only owned like 3 or 4 maybe. McDonald's also sold plushes, and they were really well made. You know, it's funny because McDonald's, when they sold you a toy outside of the Happy Meals, they were usually really good. Like these Power Ranger figures, those were not regular Happy Meals toys. I think you had to pay, I'm not sure if it was like $2 or $3, but they were sold separately and they were really good. And sometimes Happy Meal toys were really good too, like the He-Man 2002 figures. But yeah, those plushies were awesome. And I had most, if not all, I had all of them actually. But right now, only Bugs and Taz survive. And I have 2 Tazes for some reason. And I have a Marvin the Martian plush that my brother got me. I think that might have been from the Warner store. I am not sure, but he's still around. And I remember back in the day when I went to the Warner store once in Miami, I bought a Tweety. I think it was like a 7 or 8 or 9 inch Tweety, or a plastic Tweety, a figurine, because he had no articulation. I wish I still had it. It was a cool looking figurine. I would often use it like a hammer just to hit things because of the big head. That was always fun. But yeah, as I said at the beginning, sadly toys get given away, they get thrown out, you break them, they get donated, you know, there's so much stuff from my childhood I don't have anymore. Pokemon toys, Dragon Ball toys, Power Rangers toys. I have most of my Star Wars stuff, quite a bit of my Ninja Turtles, not the 80s Ninja Turtles, the 2000s Ninja Turtles, but yeah, I wish I still had all that stuff, but it is what it is. When you're a kid and you stop playing with something, you know, when you move on to something else, you're like, I don't need that anymore. Your parents usually ask you, you know, like, are you playing with that? No. Can I donate them? You say yes. I mean, I do at least feel good that a lot of it got donated, so it got played by other kids. But still, obviously, I wish I still had them. I do intend on recovering a lot of that stuff and getting into lines that I never got into back in the day. Let's take a trip back, actually. Like, a lot of stuff was made in the 90s for Looney Tunes. A company called Tyco made both action figures and figurines. I had the Tasmania figure, but I gave it to my niece years ago. And then Playmates did the Space Jam figures, and then they made a line of regular Looney Tunes figures. I think they only made 1 or 2 waves. They looked awesome, but just didn't last enough. Eventually Mattel got into it. They made Back in Action, and they also made the Duck Dodgers figures from the animated show, the Cartoon Network show from the 2000s. and DC Direct got into it as well. I remember seeing those. I think it was at Babage's, which is like a GameStop store back in the day, and they looked awesome, and they were based on very specific episodes, but I never got around to getting any of them. And for the Looney Tunes show, figurines were made. I'm not sure if action figures were made, but figurines were certainly made. And as I said earlier, Moose Toys made the Space Jam 2 figures. So a lot of stuff has been done over the years, and way more than what I mentioned now. I mean, this video is not a proper retrospective. That's something I will do in the future. I just wanted to very briefly talk about some of the stuff that's been made over the years. This is more about my collection back in the day, or what I had, what I don't have, what I intend to get. A very brief video. But yeah, there's a lot of Looney Tunes stuff out there, but nothing much right now, aside from Funko Pops and maybe some plushies, little blind bags. But we need a proper action figure line right now, and I think a great company would be Jada. They have the Hanna-Barbera license. They're doing Flintstones figures as part of their Ad Icons line, their cereal mascots. They're doing Scooby-Doo. So why not extend even deeper into Warner Brothers and get the Looney Tunes as well? Fingers crossed. Thank you for watching. It means a lot. This is not our first Looney Tunes video. Feel free to check out our other video, Respect the Looney Tunes, which has done really well, and I want to thank everyone who watched it. It means a lot to me. And if you enjoy Looney Tunes, if you enjoy classic animation, TV, movies, video games, and much more, then this is your channel. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys next time.